Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about the makeup products currently in my collection that I have hit pan on. So this is coming from someone with a pretty healthy sized makeup collection, therefore we all know if we've hit pan on a makeup product, it definitely means like we like that product and we're using it a lot. I mentioned this in other videos this year, but I've learned a ton from project panning this year just about like makeup consumption and how long it actually takes to get through a product. So let me tell you from the bottom of my heart, if you've hit pan on a product, it means you like that product and you're using it a lot. I do currently have 10 products in my makeup collection that I've hit pan on that I'm going to share with you guys today. I'm excited as I continue my project panning makeup journey to see how that number changes in 2019. But if you guys are interested in seeing the 10 products currently in my collection that I've hit pan on, then just keep watching. So I do have 4 products that I've hit pan on that are currently going in my 18 and 2018 project pan. So I'm going to save those for the end in case you don't want the spoilers or anything like that. But the first product that I've hit pan on is my Mura Butter Bronzer, and as you can tell, I have a pretty good pan size going on this. This is something that I actually used quite a bit last year and then pulled back out this year during one of my Project Roulette pans, and it took me a good couple of months to finally hit pan on this, but I was so excited when I finally did. I have been using this so much since then just to see like how I can expand the pan and how quickly it goes after like hitting pan, and I've gotten so much use on this even after hitting pan, and I still feel like I have so much use left like on this bronzer. This is one of my favorite bronzers of all times. I think it works super well for my skin tone. I have mine in just bronzer, not like the light bronzer or any of the other ones. I love the scent of this. I just love how easily it blends out and how natural it looks on the skin. So this is definitely one I'm not surprised that I hit pan on, but it did take a lot of use and a lot of effort to actually hit pan. Next up, I actually have my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette, and as you guys can see, I have hit pan on the contour side, shockingly. Now this is one that I haven't used much this year, but I did use this all the time when this first came out. My like lid has broken off. I actually might consider decluttering this at this point, just because like at this point I kind of just want to buy a new one because this is broken, and I feel like now this is like almost a little bit too dark for me. Like sometimes I question what I used to be doing with my makeup. Yeah, I'd be interested to see if I feel like this is too dark for my skin tone right now. I do have mine in the shade Dulce de Leche. This might be the lighter of the two, I'm not sure. But nevertheless, I did hit pan on this. Obviously, I typically focus my brush in this one area. It still like almost looks untouched towards this side of the pan, but I've gotten really good use of this. This is a really inexpensive product and one that I've also hit pan on. Okay, another one that's like come out of its packaging is this powder right here. This is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Pressed Powder, and as you can tell, I have a good pan size going in this. I actually really enjoy this powder. This is one of the first pressed powders I ever purchased, and I've been testing out a bunch of new powders recently, but I keep coming back to this one just because I feel like it actually does give you sort of like an airbrushed look to the skin. I feel like it does make you look poreless. It does make you look like more flawless. So I've actually really enjoyed this powder. I feel like no one talks about it, but this is definitely one. I don't know if it's still even available. I'm hoping that it is, and if it is, I will definitely repurchase when I finish this. Okay, this is one of my absolute favorite products ever. This is the ColourPop Gel Liner in the shade Stomper, which I don't think you can even get anymore, but as you can tell, you can see the bottom of my jar here. This is a dark brown gel liner, and I always use this pretty much almost every single day in my waterline. I found that this liner over any other liner that I've used, pencil, gel, high-end, drugstore, like this is the one that stays in my waterline the longest, which is why I get so much use out of it. I also really enjoy using a dark brown over like a black or anything like that in my waterline, which is also the reason this gets so much use. But this is like a year and a half of use, and I still have quite a bit more product. I do feel like this is starting to dry out, so I don't know how much longer this is going to last, which makes me really sad because again, I don't think you can get this color on the ColourPop website anymore, but this has gotten so much love from me. I believe this was like $5 or $6, so I've gotten well beyond my money's worth out of this. Like I'd probably pay $20 to $25 for this just because it's such a good gel liner. Next up, I have my Tartlette in Bloom palette. This has been a well-loved palette in my collection for a really long time. As you can tell, I've hit pan on this shade right here, which is the shade Flower Child. It's just a really nice neutral shade for your crease. I'm currently trying to pan Funny Girl right down here. I'm working on this in my Project Roulette pan right now, but there are I'm close to pan on so many of the shades in here. This again is one of the palettes that's been in my collection the longest, but it's also gotten some of the most love out of all of my palettes in my collection, just because it's such a nice neutral palette, so easy for everyday use, everyday wear. I can wear this to work, but I can also create really fun night looks with this too. So if you guys have been thinking about the Tartlette in Bloom palette, I would still recommend this. I want to purchase another one of these just because I feel like the quality of mine is starting to decrease. I know they're actually going to be on sale at Ulta, I think coming up here on the 15th of December. They're half off. I think I'm just going to end up buying another one, but I love this palette so much. Another palette, I have my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and I have hit pan on this shade right at the bottom here. In Peaches and Cream. I actually thought I was closer to pan on more of the shades in this palette. This used to be my go-to palette every single day for a solid probably 4 months when it re-released last spring, 2 springs ago. It's been a while since I pulled this out, but when I pulled this out for this video, I started to swatch some of these shades and re-fell in love with the palette. I definitely want to pull it back out and play with it some. I know I've gotten a lot of use out of these 2 shades down here, as well as this Luscious Shimmer shade is incredible. Still smells like peaches. So anyway, I do kind of want to pull this one back out and see if I can't hit pan on a couple more shades in this. Maybe next year's video you guys will see this brought back out with more pan. We'll see. And then the last 4 products I have to share with you guys are currently going in my 18 and 2018 Project Pan. So if you don't want the spoilers, this would be the time to sign out of the video. Thanks so much for sticking around to watch. But if you don't mind a little spoiler, I'm going to talk about the next 4 products. The first being my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder. And as you can tell, I've got some good pan going on this. You probably won't be able to tell on camera, but this whole side of the powder is has such a significant dip going in it. I love the ABH brow powder. I find that it stays in my brows all day long. For me, I just like something super easy. I don't like the pomades, I don't like the pencils. I like to just stick brow powder in my eyebrows and go. So I've loved this. I've tried to dip into, I have mine in the shade Ebony, so this side is pretty dark. I feel like it's coming across lighter on camera, but I've been trying to get some more use out of this side by mixing the two. Regardless, even if I only get use out of the one side. I believe this was $22, and this is the only thing that I've been using since end of April, beginning of April. So I've gotten a good 7 months of use out of this, 7 to 8 months, and I still have so much product left on the one side. So this, to me, I've gotten my money's worth out of this, well worth every penny. Love this product. Next up, I have my Hoola Benefit Mini Bronzer, and as you can tell, I've got some great pan going on this. I actually use this as a contour shade rather than a bronzer shade. I was using this so much, probably for the first 4 months of the year, and I've gotten away from using this a little bit, which is kind of a bummer because this is, again, one of the items I have going in my project pan, which I don't think I'm going to fully finish this by the end of the year. But for $15, and I think I ended up getting this in some sort of set regardless, for $15, I got so much use out of this. I would only ever purchase the mini in this rather than purchasing a full size, because I feel like a mini could literally last me the entire year. It's crazy how long this lasts, but I am really proud of the progress that I've made on this, and I'm really excited to see that big pan. Another Tarte palette, I have my Tartlette Tease palette, and I have hit pan on 4 shades in this palette. The only ones I haven't hit pan on are these darker shades right down here. As you can see, this was obviously in my 18 and 2018, so I was focused on getting pan on at least 3 shades, and I was able to hit pan on 4 shades. This is such an easy palette to just take with you on the go. If I don't know, if you're traveling for overnight, this is so easy to create just neutral work looks out of. This isn't necessarily something that I would create nighttime going out looks out of, but such a nice, compact, easy to travel with palette, and this was really useful to me all year. So really enjoy this. Would definitely recommend. I think it's $20, and I definitely think it's worth it. And then the last product is my NYX HD Finishing Banana Powder. As you can tell, I've got some serious pan going in this as well. I originally was using this to set underneath my eyes, and I found that it was a little bit too drying for underneath my eyes, but I use this to set my smile lines. Usually I'll set my nose with it, and then I'll set my forehead with it because I feel like my forehead wrinkles get like out of control throughout the day, and I find it works really well for that. I know that's like not the purpose of a banana powder, but I wanted to figure out a way that I could use this, and that is the way that I've found that it works best for me. I don't think I'll finish this by the end of the year, but as you can tell, I've gotten some really great use out of this powder, and I don't know if I'd recommend this one. I feel like I recommend like the Tarte Primed and Poreless over this, simply because I'm more so using this as like an all over face setting powder, which a banana powder is usually used for underneath the eyes. For me, again, it was just too drying underneath my eyes. If you have dry skin, probably wouldn't recommend for that. If you have normal skin, it's like a maybe, and then if you have oily skin, this might work really well for you to set underneath your eyes. I know a lot of people do really like this powder. But after that, that is going to conclude all the products in my makeup collection that I have hit pan on, or that I currently have pan going on. You guys will have to let me know in the comment box below what products in your makeup collection you currently have pan on. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so before you go. Other than that, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!